Let's talk about it on Detroit Hot Radio. 2 hours of conversation ranging from politics, relationships, sports, and of course, Detroit musical artists. If it's a hot topic, we talk about it. Now here's your host, a musician and entertainer for over 50 years, T. Pablo.
Good evening, caller. Welcome to Let's Talk About It. What's your name and where you calling from?
Well, this is Delores Harris.
Delores Harris. You heard me talk about her. She's a vocalist, a recording artist. She's been in the game a very long time. And we're going to talk to her about her music and her career. So how you doing, Delores?
I'm doing great. Enjoying this evening, even though the weather's cooling off. You know, I'm a Michigander, so I'm used to it.
We both remember the days when the snow, it'd come up to the windowsill. It was so It was so cold, you could ice skate to school. We used to ice skate to school, you know what I mean? And
I remember.
The summers were so lazy and hot that you had to go swimming.
Oh, yeah.
So our weather patterns are changing big time.
Very noticeably. I've had the same discussion with friends of mine. Although those changes have been happening gradually over the year, since this last solar eclipse, I'm noticing lots of other things in addition to weather, like with people behavior, human behavior, all kinds of things going on. Pretty crazy, but it is what it is, like you say. So we have to be awake, stay woke, and just try to keep our bearings and keep ourselves together and in love.
And in love. I like that one. I really do. We're going to talk about your music.
Okay.
It was my first time coming down to the Mamia. I didn't know that they give you a cake, right? When I sat down next to you, I was checking you out, and I was saying, like, who this lady? She like she's a star. They said, you don't know Delores? you don't know Delores? Because you had that attitude. I'm like, this lady is a star, right? And then I checked you out singing, man. Your range.
Thank you.
Was off the chain.
Pablo.
It put me in mind of people like Chaka Khan and Aretha. Just a lot of people that had a lot of range,
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Most people know that you're now with the New Marvelettes.
I am. That was a huge blessing that actually first came about when I was shopping for Christmas dinner last year. I was walking around the grocery store and there was a conference call that came in, and one of the people on the line, was our brother Spider Turner. And he was the vehicle that allowed this opportunity for me. There was a person over in the UK who I know pretty well now. His name is Hitsville Chalky. He's a DJ over there.
Oh, really?
And he's in production and management, all of that. He had a vision to put the Marvelettes back together because they love their Marvelettes over there, okay? He then proceeded to call Catherine Anderson Schaffner, who was one of the founding members of the Marvelettes. Went to Inkster High. She, Gladys Horton, Wanda, and Georgiana. They started the Marvelettes in Georgia. At this particular point in time, there were two people who had the name, but Gladys is now deceased. Now it's Kat who owns that trademark. So she was contacted and asked if she wanted to put the group back together, but she said she didn't know any girls. Chalky had been bringing Spider as well as other people, brothers and sisters that we know, over to the UK with promoters there. I asked Catherine Anderson, she wouldn't mind if Spider selected some girls, which he did. And he called me again when I was shopping for my Christmas dinner and asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. And I wholeheartedly said yes. The rest is history from there.
How many times have you been over to the UK? You been over there a lot?
This was actually my first time back in the late 70s to 80s when I was in Everlife, and back then we were signed to 20th Century. Once we were shelved and then out of that contract, eventually the band became separated. When I left the band, many of those members ended up going to Japan and England, as it was, more widely known then rather than the United Kingdom. I did not have the opportunity because when I left the band, I was with several others. But then I was more concerned with making sure I had a nest egg for my one son at that time and, later a second one. So I had to pick up the day job as an educator. I always prayed and asked God because I continued to perform locally when and where I could. And I was, like I said, in different bands, Intrigue, Kaleidoscope, Motor City Beat, Love Connection. And I asked, please allow me to still get over to Europe and just travel the world, sharing the gifts that I've been given. I never would have known to specifically ask for what I have now, but I've been given more than I had expected or even asked for.
Wow.
Yes. There's a lot going on, huh?
Isn't that a beautiful feeling?
It's an exceptional feeling.
When you get more than you asked for.
Yes.
It's like the Creator said, you've been good. I'm going to hit you with something hard, see what you do with it.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to always give him praise,
Oh, yeah.
Always.
We're going to talk some more about your life in music.
Okay, that sounds good.
We have a song by you called We Can Love. And it's one of my favorites. We're going to play it.
Thank you.
And when we come back, we're going to discuss it.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. We got a caller already, so we may have to wait for a second. Somebody want to talk to you.
Okay.
Good evening, caller. Welcome to Let's Talk About It. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Jackie Liggins, and I'm calling from Detroit.
How you doing, Jackie?
I'm blessed.
Good. You have Delores Harris?
Yes, that is my first cousin. Hi, Delores.
Hi, Jackie.
How are you?
Well, as you know, I'm blessed. Now, Pablo, Jackie is one of the cousins I can always count on. She brings a whole crew wherever she can when I am performing. If it's a competition, they're the loudest cheering, they're up dancing.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful to have that kind of support.
Oh.
I just love her so much.
Yeah.
So what do you think of your cousin Delores, Jackie?
I'm going to tell you what I know about Delores.
Yeah, go ahead.
Delores is just an awesome person. Delores is basically, she's like my role model because when we were growing up, we're from a singing family, so we all sing. We get our singing from my dad, her dad, and my uncle, and they're all deceased. We have that vocal opportunity to go forth. And I'm just so proud of Delores. I don't know what to say. It's like, how can I say it? Because they always think me and Delores are sisters. But we just love Delores, and I'm just so happy. I know where she comes from. I know who she is, if you get what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
She grew up in the church, still doing what her heart desires. What her dad would want her to do is to fulfill her dream, and that's exactly what she's doing.
Oh, that's a blessing.
So I want to say to Delores, I'm getting excited now because you about made me cry. I just want to say your CD, I love it. Today's CD on my way to work, I sit in the parking lot and I let it minister to me. So I want to say thank you for that, and I just appreciate you. And I want you to keep going forth and doing what your heart desires and what God has blessed you with, and that's the gift of singing. The Marvelettes, I love you. Y'all just keep on doing what you guys are doing. Thank you, Jack. You're welcome.
Wow.
That was beautiful what you said.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. You was talking about the song you were getting ready to play.
Okay.
What a nice introduction. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. So for all of you men and women that are going through things, this song help you understand love more better.
All right.
Bam, there you go.
So,
yeah.
Amen.
All right. Hey, this song.
I wrote it.
You wrote it. Wow. We're going to take a short pause for the cause, and then we're going to hear this song, We Can Love.
Wonderful.
Detroit's digital radio station for a new generation. DetroitHotRadio.com.
Look at where we are, pulling from each other so easily. What happened to us? So much hate and insensitivity. But if we can try, we can bring love back together again. But for the children, show them the way to be following again. We can love. Oh yeah. I pour into you, and you pour into me. We can love. We can love. Can we put defenses down? Selfishness won't get us anywhere. Open up to love, showing up, being the way you can. It's the world we're in, lending itself to insecurity. Come on and release and let go. Let us show
This is how grown folk music is supposed to sound. Detroit Hot Radio. Let's talk about it on Detroit Hot Radio. 2 hours of conversation ranging from politics, relationships, sports, and of course, Detroit musical artists. If it's a hot topic, we talk about it. Now here's your host, T. Pablo.
Oh yeah, coming right back in.
Okay.
Oh yeah, coming right back in, and that song, oh my God, you know that song is in rotation on Detroit Hot Radio. We love that song. We can't wait to see the rating. We belong to Radio Box. You know Andrea LB, media marketing person. She got me in everything. It's a rating. It rates internet music, and Detroit artists are up there with the best.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever seen me post them. One lady was #1, and she never been on terrestrial radio before in her life, and her music just shot right up. Yeah, can't wait to see what this song will do. I know it's going to do well. You got a Christmas CD out, and we got a few of your songs. But before we get to that, this song that just got through playing, we want to talk about that. But how long have you been in music / the entertainment business?
I actually first started singing when I was 4 years old and did a number of things, school, choirs, and church choir. But at the age of 15, my father and my cousin, who are both now deceased, my father, Floyd R. Harris Sr., and my cousin, Grady Liddell, took me to a place where I wasn't old enough to be, had me sing on one of Lottie the Body shows. And that was the first time I actually sang, you know, with a band at a show that was well attended and what have you. And I just kept on going from there. I graduated high school at 16. In college, I joined a lot of bands. Some of the members now known as Midnight Star. Yeah, we all went to school together. We had different bands, Tashi Days and whatever other names we, you know, Funkified. I was not in Funkified.
Where's Midnight Star from?
Reggie and his brothers are from Cincinnati. Belinda and some of the others are from other places like Louisville.
Oh, it's a mixture of people from different cities.
Yeah, it's a mixture, but we were all at Kentucky State. Belinda and I were
at Kentucky State University?
Yes.
That's where you went?
Yeah, for undergrad.
Undergrad?
Yeah.
Who am I talking to?
Yeah, it's Dr. Harris,
Dr. fucking Harris. Hold on a second. Before we go there, you know you just blew my mind. I never knew this.
I did?
Yes.
Oh.
And I'm sure a lot of other people listening, you probably blew their mind. We didn't. I know I didn't know. I've been on you quite a while now, you know, to at least to know that. Maybe I wasn't around when you was discussing or something, but I'm proud of you. Trust me. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you.
My father taught me to be humble, though. I have to say, he always told me that. He called people who weren't humble sedity. I don't know if you've ever heard our elders say that, you know, sedity, uppity, that kind of thing. So I always try to live by the rules and precepts that he taught me. To my friends and even my mentors that I've had when I was working on my doctorate, for instance, always said to my friends and those I frequent with, I'm Delores. That's who I am.
Right. That's all I know, right? So I hear you.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's what it's about.
You don't boast. You don't brag about your accomplishments. You just do your job. You just, whatever you feel like you need to do, you do it, right?
Right.
Yes, that's a beautiful thing.
Well, I think that's what it's about, so that's what we all should be doing.
Absolutely. Now, this song, we don't want to lose sight of with that music now. Oh, caller, whoever you was that called in, please call back. I'm here by myself doing all the engineering. I don't have nobody taking the calls for me. I should have told people, if you call in, stay on the line or call back. Either way, you're going to talk to Delores. We had one caller that hung up while we was playing the music. That's why I said that. Okay. So, this song.
By inspiration to God, you know, I wrote that song. And what I'm so pleased about is even way back, I first started writing songs when I was 13. I have a lot, but I also haven't finished a lot. But when I was in Everlife with Don White, Eddie Taylor, Locke, the drummer, Larry Johnson, Rod Williams, Lloyd Collier, you know, before Greg Hosey was the bass player, and Leander Saunders, Lee Sanders.
How do you remember all their names?
Vocalist. Oh, they're my brothers, and we all still hang together whenever we can.
Right.
And we, you know, gig together, some of us whenever we can, and some of us are godmothers or godfathers of our kids. We were very close. for songwriting, I've always come up with words and melody. Although I majored in music for a while and I know some parts of theory, I still cannot sit and chart out everything chord by chord, but I can write it down note by note, or I can sit with you and sing it as we chart it out. That's the way I write if I write a whole song. So when I came up with this song, I went to one of my brothers from the band to try it out, Eddie Taylor, who's a trumpet player with Rumples, but he's also in the horn section for L.J. Reynolds. He works with a lot of people. He assisted me with that, and then God gave me so many other musicians to help me, like Tony G, a great friend. And
he bad.
Yeah.
That boy is something
Yeah,
else.
oh yeah. So I sang that, you know, da 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 da, just the way that I wanted that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he put a little thank on it, as they say, for that for me. And then I had other friends that I met over the years, like Alan McGreer, who wrote Lover Girl and Ooh La La La. He was with Rick James and Tina Marie. He's like a brother to me. He agreed to do the bass line for me. He did that. And one of my Everlight brothers, Larry Johnson, is on there as guitarist. Audrey Mabins is doing keys. Another friend from the 70s and 80s, Wyman Brown, did the strings and the synthesizer for me. And then the drums were by Jay Wall on drums, also known as James Wallace. I don't know if he wanted to say his government name, but anyway, Jay Wall on drums. Right. And then my Marvelette sisters, at the time, there have been, you know, 2 replaced, but at that time, one who's still with us, Brenda Michelle, and Yvette Gail Turner. Those 2, along with me, we did the background. Brother Kevin Edwards has a studio and from Level Rising, and he arranged it with me. Nick Stone.
Saxophone.
Yes, and he's on hiatus from Charlie Wilson. He's a little brother, and that's him on the sax. Sanchez Harley, who's another great friend, he has produced for people like Kirk Franklin, Hezekiah Walker, Aretha Franklin, and many others. He was up during the midnight hour helping with the final mix of this song, Long Distance, for me. I had a lot of help in putting it together. I've, you know, really been blessed. Working on the next one, you know.
Right.
So we'll be recording as Marvelettes as well. As they know, we also had individual projects that had begun beforehand as well, and you don't just want to leave that on the side of the road somewhere, because it also is a gift. As a Marvelette, I'm Delores Jean, which is my first and middle name. On my solo project, I'm Delores Harris, also known as Lady D.
That's nice. I know we got about 3 Christmas songs. Can't do the whole CD, but we got 3 songs that we like.
Okay.
Christmas is coming. It's almost here. It's time to purchase your Christmas music if you're into Christmas, right? Christmas music has always been a music that we love. It sets the tone for our feelings and everything. Who don't like Christmas music? Who don't like gospel?
Exactly.
And everybody know about that song. You know, it's a beautiful song, and it means so much. So we're going to hear this song from Delores Harris. Did you arrange it?
I did.
We're going to talk about that when we come back.
Okay. That's a different song.
Long lay the world in sin and error pining till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn.
Detroit Hot Radio, the heart and soul of Detroit music. Join in on today's topic at 313-879-1049. That's 313-879-1049. You're listening to Let's Talk About It with T. Pablo on Detroit Hot Radio, the heart and soul of Detroit music.
All right, we're back. How you doing, Delores?
Hi.
I was sitting here.
Doing good.
Oh, I know you are. But I was reading your bio. It says that you recently sung the national anthem for the Detroit Pistons and the Detroit Tigers.
Oh, yeah, I did. It was the Pistons was 2008, I believe it was. I actually have it on DVD. They were playing Atlanta. I'll never forget that night because I was a bit nervous. Chauncey bounced his ball up to me, and he said, "You all right, sister?" I'm like, "Oh, well, not now." I'm like, yes, I know, really, I'm better. So,
Right.
I'll never forget that, never. The Pistons were very kind to me. And then when I did the Tigers, it was actually a competition. They have it every year called Radio 1 Detroit Tigers Singing Star. That was in 2011. Now, one of the judges was Greg. I can't remember Greg's last name. He's a Piston. Sorry, Greg. It was his first year. He was new that year. Robin Givens, Duke Fakir, can't remember the other person. Yeah, I was proud of that too because Robin Givens said she's my biggest fan, and I hung out with her for a little time after that at different places and what have you. I won $1,000 for the competition and the opportunity to sing at the Negro League weekend that they have at Tiger Stadium every year in honor of our ancestors who were a part of the National Black Baseball League at one time.
Yeah.
That was quite an honor. Quite an honor. Yeah, both of them were quite an honor. I still have the Lions and Red Wings to go, though, so if anyone's listening, you can get me into the Red Wings or the Lions to do the national anthem. I'd be more than happy to do so.
You go by the stage name of Lady D?
I do. As an individual artist, that's who I've been. But I do put Delores Harris on there, also known as Lady D. But, yeah, when they call me to the stage, they usually say Lady D. Except for being with the Marvelettes.
Okay.
I use my legal name, Delores Jean.
Yeah, but when you're doing you do Lady D. When you're doing them, you do Delores Harris. That makes sense.
I do Delores Jean with the Marvelettes, my streetlight name. Delores Jean, get in here, when the streetlights came on.
I was just talking to a brother with that kind of experience today. We were talking about the old days, how we were very disciplined and we had to respect the elders like to the utmost. So everybody on the block would beat your butt.
Oh, yeah.
We got another song.
Okay.
We didn't play this song. This is This Christmas, right?
Right. You played Oh Holy Night.
Okay, good. Now, this song, everybody can relate to this song. Other people have done this song.
Oh, a lot of people.
One of the most famous is Donny Hathaway.
Oh, yeah.
You know what happened to Donny Hathaway's life. When you hear this song, got that emotion to it, like, damn, Donny Hathaway, my man.
Exactly.
So, I can't wait to hear it. I haven't heard it yet by you.
Oh, okay. A great time and a way for you to hear it.
Is this the first radio show that played it?
No, it was released last year before Christmas, and actually Dwayne Parham had it in regular rotation on his show. I really thank him for that. It was on a lot. I really appreciate that.
We're going to do it this Christmas with your song.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
So we're going to hear this. Yeah, we're going to hit This Christmas by Delores Harris, and we'll be right back after this.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together. Your fireside is blazing bright, we're caroling through the night, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas. are here. My heart is filled with cheer and good. This Christmas, and as I look around, joy as I shine the sound they do. Oh, the fireside is blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. Hey, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Hey, I am. Ooh, all right now. The fireside is blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. Hey, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. This Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. You know, we can love, yeah. We can love, yeah. Oh yes we can. We can make it better, 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 yeah. Oh, come on. Hey, it's Christmas. It's gotta be a very special Christmas for me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shake a hand, make a friend.
Oh yeah, this Christmas, superb job.
Thank
we
you.
we went a little bit over, but we wanted to make sure we got your music in.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you for coming on the show. We trying to help Detroit artists get heard by other people. You know, that's the part I want to play to help. you know.
Yeah. You're wonderful. I have to say this. You are, and so is Andrea as a part of your team. I don't know if you know this. Melissa Talbot did the front cover on my CD, but all the other 3 panels and the picture on the CD were the layouts. Andrea did. Lee Stafford did all of the photography. That's Passion of the Eye. But Andrea did the layout on the 3 panels other than the front cover. And you and she are doing a wonderful job. Thank you for representing, supporting, and helping us local artists, because I don't know where we'd be without you. Struggling and trying to figure out how to get it there. Thank you.
Radio, you're welcome. Terrestrial radio is owned and ran by the syndicate. That's why you got the Steve Harveys and other guys in Detroit and run Mason right on out. You know, just moved him right on out the way, made it insignificant.
Wow.
We ain't gonna do that. We're gonna stay right here. We're not gonna be bought
Amen.
out. No, we know. We know it's gonna be bought out. We're not gonna be pressured out or anything. We're gonna go down smoking if nothing else.
I know you not. I know you're a very strong African brother, and I thank you.
We're not finna let that happen. So we're gonna support our people, and that's gonna be it. Anybody don't like it, see Delores Harris. No, I'm just kidding.
No, look, watch it now. I really do have someone, that person might be listening, but there's someone who tries to follow and say things that are really not appropriate, so no, they don't need to see me.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying when I first met you. Something that went down, and you was like, you put somebody in check. I was like, she must be a superstar.
Stuff happens. You don't even have to be a superstar. People may treat you like that, and they do things. You know what I'm saying? So I thank God for people behind me and helping me, even with extra sets of eyes to look out for those kinds of things.
Absolutely. Too. So again, thank you for coming on the show. Don't be a stranger. If you got some new music come out, make sure Andrea get it. Andrea, I don't know what to say about her. She's a freaking genius, man, with that social media marketing stuff and those graphic stuff.
Yeah, she's great.
Oh,
she's
man.
Great.
She's in demand. She's in demand. I can't hardly keep her with my stuff because, you know, she's so big. Now I got to email her.
Right.
It's all
Let me
good.
catch up with her.
Yeah, man, it's all good. I like to see success. I like to see all of us need to have success. I'm not jealous of
Absolutely.
anybody's success. I want every last one of us to be successful. Please be successful.
Yeah, that's the way I feel too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The more the better. There's room for everyone. We all have gifts, but they're all different.
Right. Get in where you fit in, right?
Right.
As they say. You know, make it happen. You know, everybody come together with something, bring something to the table. Pretty soon, everything's going to change. Show
Absolutely.
just a lot of love. Believe that the Creator wants you to do it, and you're going to make it happen.
Absolutely. Now, may I say one other thing, though, before we get off the air?
Say what you want to say. Go ahead.
All of my music is available on all the digital platforms. iTunes, Amazon, iHeartRadio, Google Play, CD Baby, even in Europe wherever you guys use Deezer and wherever else. If you go to a digital platform and you put in Delores Harris, you're going to find it. That would be Weekend Love and also the Christmas EP.
So you're on iTunes, right?
Yes.
Okay, now look, Detroit Hot Radio's website, when you go to DetroitHotRadio.com, we're an affiliate of iTunes. So we have license to sell your music. It's easy. Tell your friends, everybody got 99 damn cent, right? Come on, y'all. 99 cent. Go to Detroit Hot Radio. Go to iTunes and give Delores Harris $1. I think I'll do it tonight. Give Delores Harris $1.
That would be so
She
nice.
works hard. She put a lot of sweat equity in her project. She's sincere about her project. She's learned it. She knows what she's doing. We need to support all our people who have that let's make it happen attitude. 99 cent. Go to Detroit Hot Radio and purchase her music. She'll thank you for it and love you for it. Thanks for coming. And if it wasn't you, we wouldn't be over the time like this.
I had fun. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was Delores Harris. We really enjoy her being on the show.
You've been listening to Let's Talk About It with T. Pablo. Listen every Monday from 7 till 9 p.m. for engaging conversation on the station where Detroit artists are always number one. We look forward to you joining us again next Monday from 7 till 9 p.m. for another spectacular show. Let's Talk About It with T. Pablo on Detroit Hot Radio, the heart and soul of Detroit music.